Hi friends, this is Sarah, the owner and maker behind Multifarious Nature. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're a new viewer, welcome to you, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm glad you guys are back to join me for another week here. But mainly knitting on one project, so I'll get to that in a moment. But I do want to let you guys know, for shop update, I'm going to be trying to focus on the website tomorrow. I know I keep saying that. I've been working outside a lot these days, so you get me straight from work. I've been trying to jump on here right away when I get home from work because I know once I get changed into my dingy clothes and go outside and get dirty, there is absolutely no way I'm going to record. So we're just doing it this way. And it seems to be working, so I'm trying to stick with that. Also, I finally named my colorway, the new colorway that's in the shop that I kept saying I'm gonna name, have it named, and it's finally in the shop. It is on the website at the moment. Oh my gosh. I do have sweater quantities, or I mean, I'd say it's about sweater's quantity. There's, I think about 5 skeins of each base, and this base dyed up, but I could definitely dye up a custom order for you if you want more than that. But this is called Kismet. And I want to correct myself because I think I've lost my mind, and I told you guys that this was 100% alpaca or alpaca silk, or I don't even know what I was telling you guys on the base, but it is a 20-60-20 base. So it's 20% superfine alpaca, 60% merino. There's merino in this, which I didn't tell you guys that before. Oh my gosh. And then 20% nylon. So it is a very strong base, would be excellent for socks. And this is Kismet. So I showed you guys this before, and the name is Kismet. I did finally name it. It's a beautiful speckled colorway. This is that alpaca merino. I just say alpaca merino because it's primarily merino. There is wonderful alpaca in this though, and nylon to add extra strength. So really wonderful base, and I am just itching at the seams to make a pair of socks out of this. I am not going to do that right now, but I want to really badly because I think it's going to be beautiful. Lots of fun speckles, some brown speckles in there, some like salmony speckles. There is a very light peach over, like, complete layer of peach. I'm at a loss of words. It's been a long week for me, so bear with me, you guys. We will get through this. But I did want to let you guys know that's the name of the new colorway that is currently in the shop as Kismet. So there you go. It's named. And I have them up here. I also have it dyed up on my Peruvian Highland wool base because I absolutely love that base. I have a hard time not dyeing something up on it because I absolutely love it. Alright, so now we'll get into the works in progress. No finished objects this week. But works in progress, we're going to start with our DRK Everyday socks. I worked on that a little bit. I could have probably finished this if I had been more diligent, but I got distracted by a shiny old object that has been hiding in, and you guys are going to laugh because I'll tell you in a moment. But here's the DRK Everyday sock. So I know it looks teeny tiny, but again, it's going to expand. I tried it on. The part that makes me the most nervous is right here, but I think it's going to be fine because it fit great when I put it on my foot. I haven't tried it on since I've completed the heel, but I feel pretty good about it. I did not mess up the heel repeats this time. I did on my first set of socks, so it looks much better. Again, this is the Fount sock set by me, Multifarious Nature. And you can see there's this beautiful complementing light, kind of a pink taupe. I call it a pink taupe because it's taupe looking, but it's definitely leans towards a pinky taupe. And then we have this beautiful colorway, the Fount colorway, which is so beautiful. There's speckling, lavender speckling, some like peachy pink red, I guess it's a light red, little speckles in there. So beautiful. And then there's of course kind of these washes of lilac and light pink. So beautiful. So this is the first sock and I am almost done with it. I have a few more inches that I'm supposed to do. I need to weigh my skein though because I want to just do 50 grams towards this and 50 grams towards the other sock. So I will go as far as I can with it and we will do that. And that's the sock set. So with 100 gram, so with the sock set, it comes with a full 100-gram skein of yarn and then a 20-gram complementing color. And you definitely could get 2 shorty pairs of socks with that, but I am gonna try to do as much out of the 1 pair of sock. I know you can get 1 pair of socks, but I might end up with extra yarn, but I really want to use as much as I possibly can. So I'm gonna weigh it and see where it's at, because I might just make a really tall pair of these socks, because why not? I guess the biggest thing you have to watch is to make sure it's gonna fit your leg, because as it goes up your leg gets wider, of course. So I guess that's what I'm gonna have to watch, is put this on and see where it ends up, because when this grows, it's short, so it's only gonna go so far up my leg. So I guess I'm gonna have to do that too. I'll do measuring my leg first, and then go from there. There we go. Because I obviously don't want it to not fit my leg. That'd be silly. Okay, there you go. So that is the DRK Everyday socks. I worked on that a little bit at the beginning of the week, and then I worked on this the rest of the week. And I worked on it on my lunch breaks, and I worked on it in the morning, and I worked on it at dinner, or I should say after dinner. I literally worked on this project monotonously all week. I just worked on those socks last weekend. I kid you not. So, you guys, if you've been with me for a little bit, you will recognize this project. If you're new, you won't. So I'm going to introduce the project again, because it's been a while since I talked about it. And it's an absolutely beautiful project. Definitely worth being introduced. So this is from Leslie Ann Robinson's book. If you're not familiar with Leslie Ann Robinson, she is the knitwear designer behind Knit Graffiti. I have partnered with her in the past for a little knit along she was doing, and there was a giveaway. The winner would receive, I donated a skein of yarn of their choice. So I've partnered with her before. She is a very talented human being. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful projects. So I purchased this. This is the Brioche Knitting for Beginners and Beyond, because I wanted to support her. And it's a great deal because her patterns are very fairly priced, but you get so many patterns in here, and it's beginners and beyond. So there's very beginner friendly patterns, and then there are much more advanced patterns. The one I'm doing is, I would say, a more advanced pattern. You could totally do this as a beginner pattern. I wouldn't recommend it because it's really easy to make mistakes. You really need to understand a brioche stitch and a brioche. Like, you need to understand how to do 2-color brioche before you do this. So do like a basic hat or something, and then take something like this on, because it's a little confusing, because there's some very not overly complicated but a little confusing decreases, but I highly recommend it. So I don't want to give away this pattern, so I won't give away too much on this page, but you've got to see a picture of it. So this is the Coffee and Jewels sweater. So it is a full-length sweater. I'm still debating if I want to do full-length long sleeve, because I don't know if you can tell based on this, but it is a scalloped edge. So you can see it here on the base of her sweater. It's scalloped, but it's scalloped on this as well. So I've seen people on Ravelry make it where it is like 3/4 sleeve or a ballet sleeve, which I feel like that would be more up my alley. So I'll either do a 3/4 sleeve or a ballet sleeve. The bases I'm using are primarily merino type bases. So there's some that are the alpaca merino in here as well. But I really think that having it as a like ballet length will be better. I know better if I make these sleeves as long as hers are. The scalloping being like down by my fingers would not be something I would wear often. I'd get very frustrated with it. So, and being that, again, this is brioche, it has a tendency to grow, and it also has a tendency to grow when it comes to merino bases, superwash merino. So I am doing this. This takes 5 colorways, and you interchange them throughout the pattern. It's a really beautiful pattern. It's absolutely amazing. And this was her her example and I will show you mine. And I've made more progress, you guys. I'm so excited. So the reason why you guys will laugh is because last week, I know you're probably going, Sarah, you just said last week you wanted to do projects that were really basic, you didn't have to think about, because it's so relaxing and so wonderful. And that's very true. It's so true. It's so true. But when I was talking to you guys, I also looked up to my projects that were waiting, and this was one of the projects up there on the shelf waiting and staring at me. And I looked at it and I thought to myself, why not? So on Sunday, I grabbed my Brioche project and started working on it again. And let me tell you, the rhythm of Brioche, it had me again. It had me again. It sucked me back in, you guys. I can't tell you enough. If you've never tried Brioche, give it a try. There's something so different and rhythmic to it, the way that you do the stitching. Just try it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But I found many people like it. And Leslie Ann Robinson's patterns are great. They're really good patterns. So this is my Coffee and Jewels. And I will tell you the color bases because there's 5 of them. They're all Multifarious Nature colorways. Oh dear. Bear with me here. My yarn is getting twisted. Okay. So here we go, guys. This is my Coffee and Jewels sweater so far. I love it. I love it. So I haven't worked on it in a while, and it was really fun to start knitting on again. It's so squishy. Brioche is the most stretchy, squishy, wonderful fabric in the world if you like squishy wonderfulness. So it grows. Like, it looks comfortable here, but it'll stretch and grow, and it's basically like double knit, so it's gonna be nice and warm. That's why I feel like 3/4 sleeve would work too, but we'll see. We'll see where I'm at with it. But I am making headway. I am probably to this is the size of like a cropped sweater right now, is where I'm at. So I've got some nice length to it. I've got my sleeves, of course, on hold. And it's the most beautiful floral looking motif that goes throughout this entire sweater. It's so beautiful. So all the different colors. Here we go. Let's see here if I can rattle these off. I wrote them down so I wouldn't get confused because it's very easy for me to get confused. There's lots of them. So Aurora is this colorway right here. I'm going to show you it caked up. Here we go. So here is Aurora. And some of these colorways are limited run colorways. So if they're still in the shop, they are the last of the last. Like, once they're gone. I just dyed them up and had so much fun doing so. So this is Aurora. Yes, like the Disney princess, Aurora. And then we have Vecna, which is a Stranger Things colorway. Yes, this is a limited run. I have a limited amount of the Stranger Things colorways. I just have a couple left of them, and once they're gone, they're gone. And these, this is Vecna, so it's beautiful, natural, taupey, like, skin color, if you want to. Kind of like a pasty skin color. I don't know about you guys, but if you've watched Stranger Things, do you have the urge to watch them all over again now from the beginning? Or is it just me? I don't know. I want to watch them all again. So again, this is Vecna. And that is what I've used here in the beginning. So Vecna is the colorway that's in the background. So Aurora's in the foreground, Vecna's in the background. And then the next section, we have Vecna in the foreground. So that's Vecna again. It's that taupey, kind of pale like skin kind of color. And then we have Cranberry in the background. So Cranberry, and you can see it pretty well right here, is a semi-solid, and it's just the most rich cranberry color. It's one of my favorite fall type colors. Obviously you can wear it any time of year, but it's so beautiful for like a Christmassy sweater. I think it would be amazing. So this is actually on a merino I think it's a 8-ply. I think it's 8-ply. And then the contrast color is Wilting Roses. So that's the color in the background here. And that one is a very beautiful, soft. I'm going to show it to you here. There's some very fine speckling. Like here you can see one of the speckles. I'm currently knitting with it. So it has some very fine, like antique rose colored speckling. And this is called Wilting Roses. So it is the coloring of, you know, all these beautiful roses as they start to wilt. When they're those lighter colors, they start to get this vintage rose color to it. And that's what I would call this, a vintage rose color. It's super beautiful. It's very soft and delicate. And that is the colorway I'm currently knitting with, actually. But this is it in the background, and this is it in the foreground. You can't see it in the foreground very well because the contrast color that I'm using that's in the background here is a very beautiful multicolor, and that one is Off to Oz, which this is on my alpaca merino nylon base. It's so fun. Look at that. So many speckles, so much fun. This is a Wizard of Oz collection limited run, so once these are gone, they're gone. I think I have like one or two of these left. This is on the alpaca base, alpaca merino, and it's just absolutely beautiful. It's so pretty, and this is Off to Oz. So this is reminiscent of when, excuse me, oh goodness, Dorothy is being like whisked away in the tornado storm. This is that as she's coming through to Land of Oz. This is like the culmination of the different aspects. So there's fun, brighter color speckling for a lot of colorful flowers when she meets those munchkins in the very beginning. So it's Off to Oz. And that is what is in the background with Wilting Roses, and then it's in the foreground here. So that's Off to Oz. And then we have Off to Oz, and I'm pretty sure it's Vecna. If I turn it inside out, I would be able to tell for sure, but I'm pretty positive that this is Off to Oz and Vecna, and I really thought they worked so well together. It's not a high contrast, of course, but I think they worked really well together. So you can see it right here, Vecna and Off to Oz, and I think that looked so good. It looks so good. So good. Pretty sure it's Vecna. Or I'm telling you tall tales. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm telling you tall tales. It is not Vecna. Maybe I should go to the eye doctor. Just kidding. Anyway, it's not. It's Aurora, now that I like actually look at what I'm doing. So Off to Oz, Aurora is the contrast color because Aurora is right here, and once I looked at it, that's exactly what it is. It's Aurora, which is a very pretty soft pinky color, of course. And then more Aurora here in the foreground with Vecna in the background, and then Vecna, Cranberry, and Vecna again, or Wilting Roses. There. Oh my gosh, so many wonderful colors. So this is what it is looking like. It's super fun. I like it a lot. Mine is definitely a, I don't really want to say low contrast compared to Leslie and Robinson's, but I feel like this is definitely more me, where I think hers is beautiful and nice royal colors and everything, but it has a lot of yellows in it, and I'm not a big yellow person myself, so I thought more neutrals would be better. And so this is kind of that perfect balance and marriage, I think, of neutrals and fun colors. So this Cranberry is a beautiful like royal color, and it just looks so nice. And then you have Wilting Roses, which is a super soft pinky color. And then Off to Oz gives you so much fun, playful colors, but is still subtle enough that with all the others, it makes it look almost like a neutral. It's not a neutral, but it kind of looks like a neutral because it's playing so well with all the other colors. Of course, Vecna is a perfect neutral in my opinion, and I feel like all these together work so well. And I'm really looking forward to continuing to work on it. That's why I just keep working on it. It's like potato chips. You have one and you keep wanting to eat more. I can't help myself. I want to knit on it constantly. I really want to knit on it as soon as I'm done with this video, and I can't. I've got chores to do. This isn't done with my chores. I'm going to sit out on our front stoop, and I'm going to do some brioche because this has my heart. I guarantee I will be working on this weekend, and I guarantee I will continue working on this into next week because I am loving it, you guys. I'm absolutely in love again with my Coffee and Jewels sweater by Leslie Ann Robinson. Leslie Ann Robinson, it's an amazing pattern. I haven't finished it. I have so much more of it to do, but I absolutely love working on it. It's so funny because I remember almost getting, I don't want to say bored, that's not the right word to say, but it just became too much for me to work on, just too much to focus on. And now my brain is following it again, and I'm just absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it. So again, absolutely loving it. Can't get over it. I cannot get over it. Anyway, those are my projects I worked on this week. Really only worked on 2. Really primarily only worked on 1. I knew this was going to be a shorter video this week. There you have it. There you have it. So, yeah. I started cleaning. I started cleaning my curb fleece that I purchased last week. So if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, if you watched my last video, I purchased a couple fleeces from Ballyhoo Fiber Emporium. She is a shepherdess out of Kentucky, and I love supporting her. She has beautiful sheep that have beautiful fleeces, and I've purchased her fleeces before. I also purchased her Dahlia fleece. I have not worked on her second Dahlia fleece yet, but I have started doing the curb fleece, which was her prize winner. He's a Shetland ram, and my first ram fleece. Oh my gosh. It's a nice looking fleece, you guys. I have cleaned part of it, just a very, 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 very small part, because I'm trying to do it the way that Leslie, Taylor E. Owen, she has a YouTube channel. I totally forgot to, I think I forgot to link her in the last video. So I'll try to remember to do it this time. I'm sorry, but it's Taylor E. Owen. If you look her up on YouTube, you'll find her. She has all kinds of videos, but she has a couple about cleaning fleeces. And the way she cleans a fleece, basically, is she plucks the locks, and then she fluffs it out, and then soaks it for 24 hours, and then uses, puts it in a pot with water and soap, and then cleans it that way. So that's what I did. And it worked pretty well, I have to say. It was a little bit hard because his locks are so long. He has a staple length of around 6 inches. I'd say at least 6 inches. They're a pretty long staple length. So I do feel like I had to do a little more washing. So the way I did it is I used her method. And then when it got to the point where I was going to put it into a pillowcase and put it into my spin dryer to get that excess water out, I actually looked at the locks individually prior to doing that. And if I saw any debris still in there, I put really hot water out of the faucet, like just tap water. And then I held the lock under the water, and it just rinsed right out because I had already had it soaking in the hot soapy water, and that broke down a lot of the lanolin. So really it just washed right out at that point. And then I put it into the spin dryer, and it was totally fine. So it takes some time to process it this way, but so far as I can tell, the fleece is a lot cleaner than when I clean the fleeces the other way that I used to. I used to clean the fleece in its entirety. So I would take the entire fleece, I would put it directly into hot soapy water with power scour in it, and then I would let it sit for 30 minutes, and then I would pull it out, put it into another soapy bath, power scour for another 30 minutes, and then I would do a rinse, and I would do rinses until the water ran clear, which that took a lot. It was a lot of work. It was really hard on my back because the fleeces are heavy when they get all saturated. So I didn't want to try to do that again. I wanted to try to do a method that would be kinder to my body, and this method is kinder to my body. It takes longer, technically speaking, but it's a more thorough clean and it's better on my body. So I feel like if you're someone who maybe has back issues, or you're just not in the position to be carrying this massive fleece, and you have to realize the fleece on its own, especially Curb's fleece, because he was a ram, or is a ram, he's a ram. He's still around. He's a ram. His fleece alone is almost 7 pounds. It's not that heavy, but when you get that saturated with water, it adds a lot of weight. It adds a lot of weight. So that's a lot on your back. So, and it takes a lot to clean it. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that process. It's a slow process, but there's something quite beautiful about processing a fleece slowly and spinning it, everything. So I'm really excited to do a sampling of it. That was my goal, is to get this spun up. Hopefully this weekend. My goal is maybe on Sunday, maybe Monday, spinning up that sample to see how it's going to spin up, and that kind of thing, because it is a very long staple length and it's a Shetland. It's going to be warm, durable, and yeah, I would love to make all kinds of things with it. I would love to make sweaters with it. I would love to make some socks with that yarn. I think it would be great to make socks out of. Obviously, I'm talking about yarn that's not made yet, but that wool itself would make excellent socks. So my goal would be to spin up some wool that would be good to make socks out of, and also wool that would make excellent sweaters. I also want to do that with Dahlia's wool. She is a Shetland and has absolutely gorgeous dark black, and then the tips are bleached, so they lean brown, but oh my gosh, beautiful fleece. And I want to spin hers up and to make a sweater, and I will have more than enough to probably make a couple sweaters. Maybe I might gift a sweater. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I have obviously a lot to spin, and it takes me forever and a half to spin things, but I would love to do that for, I have a certain somebody in mind for that project. They will remain nameless because I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but I kind of feel like that would be a really special gift to give to someone. But that would be like a ways down the pipeline, because I still have to obviously I have to finish cleaning the fleeces and then make the yarn out of it. So yeah, but sorry, you can see all my war wounds here. I'm getting attacked by chicken wire, because that's apparently what happens to me. I go near chicken wire and it bites me. Not the chickens, they don't bite me, but their wire does. Like, I'm just cut up all over the place. Looks like I got attacked by a crazy cat. Gosh. Anyway, so that is it for this week. I hope you guys are doing well. Please let me know in the comments below actually, you know what? I would love to know things that you are doing right now that are bringing you joy. I would love to know what things that you're doing that are bringing you joy. Please comment below and let me know things that you've been doing lately that are bringing you lots of joy, because I think it's always important to reflect on things that you are grateful for and things that bring you joy, because we all have hard times. I think after the past couple years, we've all really realized stress is like a very real thing, and anxiety is a very real thing. And as someone, myself personally, have been going through a lot of emotional up and down and upheaval with everything going on in my life right now. I'm trying so hard to focus on the things I am grateful for, and there are days that it can be very hard, but I'm very grateful for knitting. I'm very grateful for all of you, and I hope you're doing well. I hope you're happy, healthy. I hope you're creating, and I'd love to hear about things that are bringing you joy in your life right now. So I look forward to chatting with you guys soon. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care. Bye.